As a former CIA officer, I've been blessed to have some amazing training. And one of the things I do now is I teach people escape and evasion techniques. One of the most common ways is duct tape, because people all over the world kidnap people with duct tape. And a lot of times, they're not doing anything fancy, they're just going around the wrist. So you can see, they've gone around my wrist a few times here, nothing fancy. I think it was just 3 or 4 times right around the wrist. However, it works because most people don't know how to escape. So I'm gonna show you the quick escape, but then what I'm really gonna show you today is how I was training with a group of foreigners from a country I won't name. I'm gonna show you how they kidnap people using duct tape and also how to get out of that. So first, regular duct tape escape. You can see my hands, you can see it's around. I'm not that strong, so I'm not gonna pull it apart. What I am gonna do though is put my hands high above my head. I'm gonna pull down while separating my hands lightning fast, and guess what? That's how it works. I'm just pulling my hands apart like this very, very quickly. That creates the angle to break it. So that is often how people are kidnapped all over the world and duct taped. But like I said, I was training with this foreign group, bunch of big, strong guys. We were talking about this, I showed them this, and they were laughing and saying,
"Oh, Jason, that's not how we kidnap people. You're so weak, and, even you could escape that first way, but I'm going to show you the way that nobody's ever escaped."
So let's just say these group of people who go around kidnapping people, they're not kidnapping good people, meaning they're kidnapping people who deserve to get kidnapped. They're kidnapping terrorists and taking them off the street. So this group I was working with, in their very heavy, thick accents, what they did is said, "We want to show you how we kidnap people and how nobody escapes, and you'll never be able to get out." And again, these guys were much bigger than me, much stronger, and they kept laughing and saying, "You have no muscles, you're weak, you're never going to get out of this." So I'm going to have my camera guy wrap me up right now and show you this other escape. All right, so remember, they go around the wrist. Make sure you can see that as normal. So go around the wrist a few times. But what this other group did is they went in between the wrists. So as if you're full, so look at going in between my wrists right now. Yep. As if you're forming an X or a cross. So go between my wrist a few times. There we go. Yep, that's fine. And so that's how these guys duct tape me up. And as they were laughing, saying, "Nobody's ever escaped, this is how we use it," well, I can believe why nobody's ever escaped, because when you are like this, it feels incredibly tight. It feels like there's not a 1 in a million chance that you were going to get out of this. You're certainly not going to be able to pull your hands apart. I mean, I've done this training where I've trained big, strong MMA fighters and said, "Hey, pull your hands apart," and they couldn't. And clearly, I'm not as strong as an MMA fighter. I do work out, even though it doesn't look like it. So how do you get out of this method? Those guys who duct taped me, and they were laughing and saying, "Jason, nobody's ever escaped this." How did I do it? Well, I told the one guy, I said, "Guess what? You're going to buy me dinner tonight because I'm going to be out in less than 5 seconds." And he laughed and said, "Oh, you're buying me dinner." Well, remember that very first duct tape I just showed you, that escape, meaning you put your hands above your head? Guess what? Out. It's just literally that easy. The only difference is, see this loop here? That loop stays on one of your hands. I still put my hands high above my head. I still pull down lightning quick, and it doesn't matter that they've gone in between my hands. It doesn't matter that they wrapped around and then in between, because that loop easily breaks, just like that. So that is how you do that escape. So if you're a terrorist, well, you better not be a terrorist watching this. But if you are almost kidnapped or kidnapped by this group I'm talking about, this is how they're trying to kidnap you.